I will run, I will climb.
Hi all, welcome back to Triple Goddess Soapery. My name is Angela and today we are making card diffusers. Now this video is a little bit different, it's kind of spur of the moment, but I thought I would record the whole process and give you a little bit of an in-depth tutorial on how I do things. Now, I had a market this past weekend and I completely sold out of card diffusers. They were super popular. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a new product to add to your lineup for the fall and winter season, card diffusers are the way to go. They have a really great profit margin and they are easy to make. You can buy the little card diffuser bottles on Amazon, from Temu, from AliExpress in bulk. I suggest checking out Temu. They have all kinds of different shapes and sizes. These bottles are 8 milliliter, and they're my preferred size. They're a nice size without being too expensive. And this is completely aesthetic, but I like to add a different color glitter to every fragrance that I make. And I don't know, it just makes them cute. It makes them stand out from all of their little buddies on my rack, and people seem to like it. I'm using a variety of fragrances from Candle Science, from Windy Point Soaps, as well as Voyageur soap and candles. And card diffusers fall under the IFRA category 10A. So I went through all of my fragrances, made a list in my phone of all the fragrances that could be used up to 25%. Now, because these are 8 milliliter bottles, 2 milliliters is 25% of 8. So I use 2 milliliters each of fragrance. Actually, I weigh everything in grams. So I use 2 grams of fragrance, 8 grams of my diffuser base, and that gives me my total of about 8 grams, which fills up these diffusers quite nicely. I buy my diffuser base from Voyageur Soap and Candles. It's called Natra Diffuser Base. And I just placed an order for a 4-liter bottle because after I made all of these, I was completely out. No bottles left and no diffuser base, which is a good problem to have, but it means that I can't restock as much as I wanted to. So I'm just going to use a pipette, and each of my little bottles I'm going to fill with 2 milliliters of fragrance, and then once I get that done, I'm going to top them all off with my diffuser base. And the cap that you can see there on the right on the diffuser bottle, I bought those from Amazon, and they're a standard size, and they seem to fit all of these bottles that you get from your soap suppliers. So I basically just replaced the regular cap with this squeeze bottle cap, and it works perfectly. One thing I will be doing going forward, once I have my 15 core scents that I plan to have going forward, I do have in my Amazon cart some 16-ounce squeeze bottles with these tops on them. And I'm going to label each one with a different fragrance, and I'm going to mix up my solution with my 25% fragrance and 75% diffuser base in each bottle, and that way I can do just what I'm doing right here and save a couple steps, and it'll just make things a lot faster, because while these are very easy to make, they still take time, and the less time you spend making your product, the more money you're basically going to make. So that is one little piece of advice I have, that once you start making these in bulk, you really want to cut down the time you're spending, using a pipette, carefully measuring out your fragrance into each and every different bottle. Now, these diffuser bottles, they come with the actual bottle, they come with a little plastic plug, and they come with the wooden top, the bamboo top with the shoelace, basically. So all I'm doing is putting the little plastic stopper in, because that's going to keep the bottles from leaking and splashing before they get to the customer. And then we're going to screw on the bamboo top. And there we go. And it's as easy as that. I think that they're super cute. I love the way the glitter looks like in them, and I really like the way they, just the whole aesthetic of them. I have one in my car right now. Like I said earlier in the video, I had a market this past weekend, and it was a bewitched market, and oh my gosh, it was jam-packed with people the entire day. It was completely unexpected. The organizer had no idea we were going to have that kind of a turnout. My sales were about 4 times higher than any normal market, than any normal really, really good market. And they were almost double my highest record-breaking one-day market that I've had so far in my soap making career. It was unbelievable. It was crazy. So that was a really, really good Saturday. The only downside is that I almost completely sold out of car diffusers as well as a few other things, so I had lots of work to do this week. Some other things I'm going to be making is magnesium spray, which I think I'll record a video for as well, and I have lots of soap to make, and bath bombs and bath cauldrons. I have restocked 25 cauldrons, I just need to finish painting them and wrapping them. But anyway, here we go with the next fragrance. I'm just putting the little plastic stopper in every one of them. Now, once in a while, especially if I'm ordering from Temu, sometimes they don't package things properly. I did receive out of 60 bottles, 2 of the bottles were broken. And once in a while, now not with this round of bottles, but I do find that sometimes the stopper just doesn't fit properly, and then the bottle's kind of useless because the stopper doesn't fit. It's just not, I don't know, it just doesn't work. You know, there's going to be flaws in manufacturing and things like this. I have not been able to find these bottles anywhere else besides basically from China because, you know, let's be serious. If you're buying them on Amazon, Temu, AliExpress, or Alibaba, they're all coming from the same place. Like I said, I haven't been able to source them from anywhere in Canada. That's a Canadian supplier where they're Canadian made or even US made. So if you have found them somewhere locally and they are locally made, please drop a comment down below because I would love to know. I will say that even with Temu, I have to go through a lot of different ads for these things until I find one that's in the price range that I'm willing to pay. Basically the actual bottles, I mean, I would obviously want to pay less than $1 per bottle. Because although the actual raw materials to make these is not too expensive, they are a little bit time consuming. So, you know, you want to cut your costs where you can because you'd like to have a healthy profit margin because that is the way business works. If you're not making a profit, it's not a business. You can see here, topping them up with the squirt bottle is just so much faster. So when I have my fragrance mixed in with the diffuser base, it's just going to be even faster to fill these up. Now once I get all the bottles filled up, my last thing to do is print my labels. And I've gone through 2 or 3 different versions of how I do my labels. But now what I do is I have a 2x4 template, 2 inch by 4 inch template, and it's 4 labels, and it's 10 per sheet. And what I basically did was I created my label and my warning label in Canva, and then I put it into my label template, and then I can print out a sheet of 10 labels for each fragrance. So I'm basically doing batches of 10 right now. And then I just use my paper cutter and I cut them all to size, fold them over, glue them, punch a hole in them, and then put them on the string. And you'll see that in a minute because I do go through the entire process. One other thing that I do that's specific to my brand is I also have some pagan trinkets that I get from AliExpress, Temu, Amazon, and I put a little trinket on each and every one of my diffusers. That adds a little bit of cost, but it also adds a lot of time, so I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing that, but we'll see. I do really like it. I really like the finishing touch, and I still, you know, I have a good healthy profit margin on these, so it's not, you know, a big deal. But we'll see, because it does take a lot of time. And here we are with the paper cutter. I bought the paper cutter probably on Amazon as well. And I just chop them all up. It's pretty easy peasy. Doesn't take too long. And I've got myself, you know, down to a science with this. I have a system, so it's pretty fast. And it is something I could definitely farm out to someone else and get someone else to do for me when I hire an employee. And to grow my business, that's coming sooner rather than later, I hope. At least someone part-time. Alright, so we are just about ready to go here. So once I get them all cut, all I do is fold them over. One side has my logo, the brand, as well as the description of the fragrance and the fragrance notes, and the other side is my warning label and instructions, as well as my, you know, the manufacturing address and just the stuff that you need to have on a label in Canada. So all I'm doing is folding them over, and then that little doohickey on the side that looks like whiteout, that is actually double-sided tape, or double-sided glue, I guess. I'm not sure. So there we go. This is what it looks like. It has all my contact information and my social media, the warning, the instructions, and all I do is put a little strip of glue, and I glue each one down, and it just makes it, you know, nice and secure. Funny story, at the market this past weekend, I had someone trying to open it because she wanted to know what the fragrance was. And I thought it was kind of funny because she literally did not read the card at all, or else she would have known that all the information she was looking for was on the outside of the card. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I thought it was a little weird, a little funny, but yeah, people just don't pay attention, really, I guess. And the last thing I do is I use my hole punch, and I just punch a hole, and then I'm ready to string them on. I just string it, and then I tie it off, and we are good to go. Easy peasy, just like that. And that's all. So, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Please consider hitting the thumbs up and the subscribe button for more content like this. Also want to thank my patrons who support me, and I couldn't do this without you. I truly, truly appreciate you. And normally I would list them all on the bottom of the video, but I have done this entire video completely on my phone this week. So, if you're interested in Patreon, please head over to Patreon and look me up. I have lots of free content as well as paid content, and it's as low as $1 a month and a $5 tier as well for all of my recipes and formulas. So, again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, and I will be back soon.